Come on in. Come one, come all.
It's not right.
Things ain't right today, man. We're gonna get into it, man. Is it a death? R.I.P. First off, I want to give an R.I.P. to Antonio Brown. His career. Let's get a moment of silence for that.
It's not right.
I'm gonna wait for some people to get on. We're gonna talk about this, man, because I was going in. I was going in on Facebook, ruffling a few feathers. Shout out to Fawn for giving me this beat. They play so beautiful, don't you agree? Come on in, man, because I'm a rant for a little bit. R.I.P. R.I.P. to Ben Roethlisberger
It's not right.
in his career. Yeah. Not right. I'm going to get into it, man. Rant for a little bit. I might have some people getting on. That's my dog right there. AB AB went out like a dog. Yes. AB. Now I got some thoughts, man. And like I said, RIP to his career. Let's give a moment of silence. All right.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Sing so beautiful, don't you agree? I'm on Facebook going hard now. I'm drinking truly today, getting ready for the Steeler game. I'm going hard for AB today. But I feel like a hypocrite. Because after I went on hard on everybody who's bashing AB today, I heard some information that I'm going to drop. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. But I heard some information. But before I get into that, I'm on Facebook going hard on these folks. Hard in the paint.
This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
I'm going in on Skip Bayless on Instagram. Shannon Sharp. I even did 2 videos today because I was still on my hiatus from the holidays or whatnot. But if you want to come in, say your piece about this, let me know. I'm about to drop information in the comments. But as far as AB, okay. Now I'm the biggest Steeler fan. Now I got all black on because it's a burial. I got all black on today. But this career is done. He might get revived if Jerry Jones come out and get him. But anyway, I followed his career. Like when he was on the Steelers, it was a great feeling. He was balling out there, balling. Man, it was just like you couldn't do no wrong. But there was rumblings that he was an arrogant player. Let me take a sip here, man. There was rumblings in Pittsburgh that he was an arrogant ball player. Now, people who know me, I'm from Pittsburgh. I'm actually down South Georgia, representing the Go Georgia Bulldogs. Right? And I criticize Tomlin Because I blame him. It got to be him because you're not holding your team accountable, in my opinion. You set the standard. I remember when I was in high school, and we had this strict principle. Nobody was doing nothing. We was take our coats off when we get there. We wasn't allowed to wear coats. He was really strict. Seemed like I'm having little issues. There was a storm down here yesterday, so it looks like my internet's messing up. But anyway, I'm gonna go as far as I can. Then it is what it is. But anyway, so um, AB, I was defending him for years because I never saw him do anything, But what I found out is Pittsburgh hid a lot of things, and it came out when Ryan Clark became the part of the media. He started telling what happened when AB was disrespecting Dave, what's his name? LeBeau, the defensive coordinator for Pittsburgh Steelers. This is when we all found out about this. And then all of a sudden everything started coming out. But I think this was you can let me know, my outlaws out there, if I have this correct or not. But this all started from the public is when AB disrespected Tomlin in that locker room by doing a live video. And this is when the public realized that he had a problem. And he had to go.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Right. This is when we found out he had a problem. Now, like I said, I criticized Tomlin, and I still criticize Tomlin because you're the leader of the team. And it's a shame because if Ben and AB would have stayed together their whole career, I think we would have won. Now, I was talking to a friend today. He don't believe me. He begs to differ. But we would have won. Pittsburgh would have won another championship. But I did like the transition when he went to Tampa Bay. I was scared when he went to New England because you know how New England get down. Give respect to Belichick's name. Facts. Yes, yes. Belichick is by far the best coach in history. Belichick, right? So I thought that was going to work. But Belichick, he let him go. Right? But I don't know why. I mean, Belichick, I don't know why he let him go because he see, here's the thing. I was thinking about this earlier. Most teams will allow they'll allow a player, as long as they're good, if they're a really good player, they're going to keep this player. It doesn't matter. We can go way back in the day. Lawrence Taylor was snorting coke, carrying on, allegedly hitting women, but they kept him. Lawrence Taylor. They kept Lawrence Taylor. He was a cokehead, but they was winning games. Belichick was on that team. He was coaching, offensive coordinator. Shout out to Belichick. Parcells. Shout out to Parcells. He helped a lot of Pittsburgh players when football was football, but I digress. You had Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman is another one. He was wearing dresses and doing whatever he was doing off the court. He was kicking referees. He was humping power forward so he could get the rebound. Y'all remember that? He was filling their butts and get the rebound, and then we praise him because he got 20 rebounds. Nobody wanted to go by him. There's so many players that they'll put up with you if you win. I ain't giving ish to Belichick till he wins one without the GOAT. That is right. Tom Brady is the GOAT. I do give respect to Belichick in the sense of I didn't think he was going to win this many games. I think, I like to say, when Jay Z said, make another hole to rock to the name dash, I didn't think that Belichick would even get this far. So you do have a point. He got to show and prove. He got to win. But he got a heck of a quarterback right now from Alabama. I didn't think Alabama could have good quarterbacks, but we'll see. They're folding right now. I think they lost the last two games. And I apologize. I think my internet's messing up, man. I don't know if I'm gonna be on there rocking all day. 'Cause, got the Ethernet on here too. See, that's the problem when you down south, man. It's pretty. The internet's pretty crappy. But anyway, now AB. Back to AB. Um, I thought he was going to make it here, man, in Tampa Bay. I thought he was going to do it, man. And I went on Facebook protecting him. I'm saying, hey, look here, man. Isn't this like Simone Biles? Everybody on Facebook like, no, that ain't the same, cuz that ain't the same. Now, if you can hear me, okay, hit the one in the comments. But anyway, everybody like, oh, it's not the same. It's not the same. And I'm saying, well, no, it sounds like a double standard because if we're going to sit there and say that AB has a mental health issue, then shouldn't we be sympathetic to his mental health? And the people on Facebook, they was like, no, 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 he was cutting up. He deserved this. He gets what he get. He should have known better. He should have known to get the bag. I was listening to Kwame Brown today, and Kwame Brown was on the same sentiments. He said, "You messed up the bag. You should have fought. You should have fell back, went in the locker room and talked it out." Now, I agree with that. I agree with that to a certain extent. But reports stated, now this Ian Rappaport from I think he's on the NFL Network, and I respect his work. I respect it. I do. But the reports stated that he said he was hurt and he didn't want to get in the game. Now, if that's true or not, we don't know. I mean, well, somebody said he was doing jumping jacks beforehand. I don't know. But just because I mean, we can look at it both ways. We can say he's lying and he's bullcrap.
It's really unfair. It's my team. It's my quarterback.
We can say he's lying or not. But the rules in the NFL, I believe, states if you're injured, they can't cut you. So we can have our feelings about him all we want, but I mean, if he's hurt, there's a case of he can go after them, or they have to investigate. Now, a lot of people, you got to look back in history, man. Jerome Bettis, the person that people love in Pittsburgh, they love him. I'm gonna pull up this article real quick. Give me a second here. Let's see if I can pull it up. But Jerome Bettis did the same thing. Hold on one second. Mm-mm-mm. All right, here we go. Now, do any of the Outlaws remember this? Jerome Bettis did it. He faked an injury, so he would not get cut. Oh, let me go back here. Jerome Bettis claimed he faked an injury so the Steelers would not cut him. Former Pittsburgh Steelers Jerome Bettis, in his new book, mind you, this is '07, and I remember this vividly. This is when Bill Cowher was departing from the team, and Jerome Bettis basically told his secret, and the boy lied. Bill Cowher said he wasn't going to leave, and he actually did. But so This is what he said in his new book. His new book, to be published in September, said he faked a training camp injury in 2000 to avoid getting cut from the team. You remember 2000 with the Pittsburgh Steelers? They sucked so bad. Remember that? For like 3 years, they sucked. 90, I think it was like 98 to 2001. In the book, The Bust My Life In and Out of the Helmet, he basically alluded to this. Now, for him to, fake an injury, let me get out that screen. For him to fake an injury, he did it for a reason. Apparently, you cannot get cut if you're hurt. Now, Kwame said something real intelligent today. Shout out to Kwame Brown. I watch the show a lot. Kwame said something. He was like, you should not, like, don't let your ego lose on money and opportunities. Now, AB just lost all this opportunity. Like, you played with the GOAT, man. The GOAT, Tom Brady. Tom Brady is the GOAT. And you had a chance to revive your career. And right now, I believe, you can let me know in the comments, but I believe all the receivers were hurt. So this is basically your team at the time. Now, what I heard from a different source, Skip Bayless, and I don't know if this is true, but Skip Bayless stated, he said that AB, Antonio, confronted Tom Brady because Gronk was back. And he felt like Gronk was going to be the main target. And he wasn't going to get enough balls. Now, when we talk about AB, we know one thing. He is a very, very selfish player. But what receiver is not selfish? We can go back in history because they only get, 7 balls thrown to them, 10 balls thrown to them. Shout out to any receiver who's on here. But now I'm going to put the link in the comment if you want to come in and talk your talk. If you don't, I'm going to just keep on rambling. Don't matter to me. Give me a second here. Give me a second here. And while my internet's all messing up anyway. It's not a good day with the internet. I should have rebooted it. All right, so if you want to chime in, man, hit me up, look in the comments. You can chime in. But anyway, AB messed up the bag. So, because you had Tom Brady, and Tom Brady let you in his house, man.
It's really unfair. It's my team. It's my quarterback.
He let you in your house, living with him, with his kids. Like, he really cared about you. Or it could be something like this. Like, he don't care. Like, maybe Tom Brady don't care. Maybe he just care about his legacy. He knew he's a great player. Because he got Randy Moss at one point, and we all know what Randy Moss was doing. They said Randy Moss was taking plays off and wasn't a good teammate. But if anybody could change around, was Tom. Like, for instance, Tom had Hernandez. That dude was a gang banger, allegedly. And we all know Bruce Arian didn't like him at all. So he was basically Tom is an OG. Tom said, "Look, this is the players I want because I'm a winner. Look at my hand. I got all these rings on my hand." So Bruce Arian didn't really want him. He didn't want him. He did it because Tom had the pull, and Tom brought Tampa Bay a ring. Shout out to him. We're gonna miss Tom when he's gone. Tom gave us, and I'm a Pittsburgh fan, and I'm telling you, I couldn't stand New England because they was just such winners. Tom Brady was just a winner. You couldn't do nothing with him. So I was the first one to hate on him. Hate. But I got to give respect where respect is due. Tom is a beast. Nobody wants it more than he does, and he's playing in the right time right now because quarterbacks are protected. I ain't mad. He could play till he's 50 years old. I don't give a darn because he's balling. I mean, he's doing his thing. Now, we can all say Tampa Bay got a good defense and all that good stuff. Yeah, yeah, yada yada yada. But he is a beast. He's a winner. He's a winner. So AB had that chance, man. So the question I want to say is like, does he have CTE? I mean, I hear a lot of people thinking this. Does he? Is he sick? Because I remember when he got. I mean, they probably get hit like this all the time in practice, but maybe not now. But back in the day. Well, I remember when we was playing. Pittsburgh was playing Cincinnati, and I think his name Trevor Burbick. I don't. I can't remember. Leave a comment if it's Trevor Burbick or not, folks. You know, um, but he laid him out, and I don't think your cognitive abilities will be the same once if you're flat out knocked out from a trauma to the brain. You know, it's crazy, man. They had Mike Evans back against the Jets against Carolina. They had AB and Gronk. Gronk sucked that day. AB caught 10 catches for 101. Uh, man, I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss watching him play though. I ain't gonna front. Man, Grunk on his way out too. It's funny, man. Grunk went to my high school. He's obviously he's younger than I am, but he was shout out to Woodland Hills, man. My high school, we had a lot of NFL players, and Grunk was one of them. And you know, uh, real good guy. But yeah, man. So AB, I just think he did mess up the bag. I don't. I think he's a very selfish guy. I think everything that Ryan Clark said about him is true. I think he's a very selfish person. You think about self. I mean, this is nothing new. We all saw To do this. To is one of my favorite players. Terrell Owens, for people who don't know the initials, but Terrell Owens is my favorite player. He was doing the same thing. Ocho Cinco. It's just something about receivers. Now, when I was saying back in the day, there was a lot of people, a lot of teams will hire you if you want to produce. I remember Charles Haley. I remember I was reading a book, "Boys Will Be Boys," about the Cowboys. Now, Jerry Jones hired a whole team of cokeheads. They had the thing called the White House there, where they would get a bunch of hookers allegedly in cocaine. Um, Charles Haley was cutting up on that team, but he was winning. So I think that's like the pros and cons. They like, all right, can I deal with what he's doing? Now, two teams I think that if he do have a shot, which I think is very slim, I think his career is done.
This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
If he's able to play, if someone's going to get him, I think it's two teams going to try it. And there may be one, Jerry Jones, because he old and he won a championship so bad before he dies. He tries anything. And Cincinnati. I can't stand Cincinnati Bengals. I can't stand them. Those are the people who, like, when their career's over, they go to those teams. Shout out to the someone gave me a cash app. Appreciate you, man. Let me put my cash app on there. But Cincinnati can't stand him. I hope they do get him. No, I don't, because they got a good quarterback now. No, I don't. I can't stand Cincinnati. See, I got family, in-laws in Cincinnati, and is it wrong, folks? Is it wrong, my outlaws, that I don't want Cincinnati to win anything? I want them to be miserable. I don't want them to feel what I felt when Pittsburgh won those 2 championships. Shout out to Ben Roethlisberger. I don't want them to get that feeling. I want them to be miserable. I want them to go home and I ain't gonna say smack their mama, but you know what I mean. Smack they. I want them to be miserable. I don't want them to get that feeling. Cincinnati and Cleveland, I just don't like it. I just want them to be miserable. I want that cloud smoke from the mills to be over there and they just be miserable. I can't stand when they're happy. I want them to go home and be pissed off. I want them to break more TVs because it's going to happen with Cincinnati Bengals when they go play in the playoffs. Is that wrong? I just don't like them. I don't want them to feel happiness. They ain't win since they had the Icky Shuffle. Y'all remember that stupid dance? The Icky Shuffle in like '88. Can't stand Cincinnati. But anyway, but that's how the Steelers going to be eventually because the Steelers ain't been trying to get a receiver. I mean, get a quarterback, man. Put respect on my man's name, Ben Roethlisberger, for sure.
It's really unfair.
This is how I feel.
It's my quarterback.
It's my quarterback. How you going to disrespect Ben? See, help me out, guys. Pittsburgh never, never, ever look out for quarterbacks. Yeah, man. I hate the Bengals. I hate the Browns. I hate the Ravens. We hate New England too, but I like greatness. So I like Brady. Brady's my guy. That dude's a beast. From to where he came from, and he just like to win. I want to see him win again since the Steelers is out. I wouldn't mind seeing him win back to back. They're doing pretty well. I didn't get a chance to watch them so much. I should be watching them more because you know that when you're down south, all they do is play Jacksonville Jaguar games and you know Buccaneers because they're from Tampa or whatever. Um, but yeah, man, can't stand that team, man. Can't stand that conference. Ooh, I remember I proposed to my wife in Baltimore at her family in laws' house. It's funny because all her in laws is where rivalries. Man, they was gonna kick me out that house. They was gonna kick me out. Montez Burbick. Oh, that's you're right, Will. When I was talking about who contributed to giving AB that CTE. Man, he should have got arrested. They should have put the cuffs on him after that hit. Mm. Mm. My bad. Thank you for the cash app, William A. Thomas. Appreciate you. Oh man, if you want to support the channel, hit the LJ Report 412. Anybody watching the game tonight? Do you even care about Pittsburgh? Whose fault is it that they're getting smashed? Now I have my critique with Mike Tomlin. It was a joyous time back then when you know you had the black president Barack Obama. You had what's his name Tomlin getting hired, first black coach in Pittsburgh because of the Rooney Rule. But then you know I got tired of celebrating. I see you in the queue. I got you in a second. I got tired of celebrating. You know, I seen Barack Obama too much in the videos. He on ESPN. And about 2012, I started changing. I started thinking like, man, this guy's not really. He's really not doing anything. You know. So I'm like, hold on. So I changed. He sure did, man. Yo, man, you know your sports, bro. Man, you yeah, come on one day. You you know your sports, man. Juju did get his revenge. Um, but yeah, man. But I saw Tomlin do this, man, because I have a critique with Tomlin. Now, someone did change my mind a little bit about Tomlin because I'm like, he got to go. Get out of here. Kick rocks.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Tomlin, get out of here. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, you haven't won a playoff, like 3 playoff games in 11 years, but everybody wants to talk about his regular season record. I'm just fickle on it, but I think he needs to be. I think anytime someone's comfortable with you in an organization, that's when the person start being lax. And I don't think anybody should be lax other than the owner. If you're an employee, you can't be so conceited. You haven't replaced Ben. Most of these players, except from your success, was Bill Cowher's players. To be honest, those 2 championships the championship that you won, that was Bill's team. And truth be told, Bill Cowher probably went back to back if he wasn't trying to get his exit. He was worried about leaving. But that was his team. He recruited that quarterback. If you look at Pittsburgh's history with quarterbacks, they never get quarterbacks. They never have a good success with quarterbacks. Just look back. People hate it. Terry Bradshaw. They ain't like Terry Bradshaw. Terry Bradshaw didn't go back to Pittsburgh till like 2002. That was 20-something years. I got a video talking about that. What happened when what's the one Neil O'Donnell? He took us to the championship, got those 2 interceptions. They kicked him out of Pittsburgh. He got that big contract in the Jets, and then he sucked. Cordell Stewart, he was slashed. He was supposed to do everything for us and win a championship, and they said he was gay. It's still questionable. I don't know. So I'm gonna get Will on real quick. Yo,
what's going on?
Everything, man. How are you?
I'm loving life.
Man, what you
Cold.
want to talk about, man? You want to talk about them Steelers, man? You want to talk about you want to talk about AB?
Yeah, we could talk about AB. Real quick interlude that I wanted to definitely say. Neil O'Donnell was one of the best quarterbacks that the Dallas Cowboys ever had.
Hold
So
on,
I don't
man,
know
hold
why. I
on.
don't got nothing bad to say about Neil O'Donnell.
Oh man, look. Swarty said it's on site when he see Neil O'Donnell. He said it's on site. Where you calling from, man?
I'm up here in cold Pittsburgh. Just ain't upset. We're not getting that snow that other parts of the country are getting. Fingers crossed. But starting to get cold, man. We was enjoying that long Indian summer up here.
That's a whole fact. Why did Bill Cowher keep him in so long? Hold on. I'm gonna send you I keep talking, man. I gotta send somebody a link. You might pop on here.
No problem.
Go ahead.
But
so why are you hold on. We gotta go back to this. So why are you saying now for the people who's going to try to get on before the game, because I'm gonna get off around the Steeler game, just hit the link in the comments below and you can jump on and say your piece or whatever. But why are you so happy about Neil O'Donnell? He gave gave somebody an MVP by throwing that bad pass. You're not a Pittsburgh fan, are you?
I live in Pittsburgh. I support the Pittsburgh teams, but I'm also American, so of course I'm gonna be a fan of America's team, Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, okay. So that's why I figured something had to be up. That's why you said that. Because y'all won. Y'all beat. Okay. All right. Now I got to treat you differently. Now go ahead.
Yeah, but look, we gave y'all 25 years to reset the league. Go ahead and us people got tired of seeing all that silver and blue winning, so we had to kind of step back into the backfield a little bit. let a couple of other teams get some Super Bowls, but now's the time. This is time for them boys.
All right, well, man, so you better watch out for you got Brady over there, right? I don't know who's gonna get home advantage over there, but you got Brady and you got Rodgers. Dex ain't better than none of them. Don't
Uh,
sleep LA.
that,
Don't sleep LA either.
listen, the Cowboys. Every time they play Rodgers, Rodgers over there paying the refs off or something like that because they calling catches not catches. So I don't think there's going to be any problem with that. Brady, he's a whole problem. He's a big problem. But I will say this, the turnarounds this weekend, it is going to have an effect because they're already down. What's their other receiver? Goodwin? Is that his name? Or Godwin?
I have no
Whatever the
idea.
case, he's out. AB, if Tom don't get him back, he's out. If Tom don't get him back, Jerry need to go and get him. Um, Gronk, I don't know. I don't know if Gronk can do that much. Yeah, he's still 6'5" and a bunch of pounds, but man, it's getting cold. Winter is coming. It's getting cold outside.
All right, so what about their defense? You know, last year the defense was got them through the stopping powerful offenses. What their defense is pretty good, man. Tampa Bay.
Yeah, yeah, they are pretty good. Have you seen the Cowboys defense?
I ain't been watching them bums yet. I mean, obviously I'm gonna have to, but I ain't
Yeah,
been watching
right.
them.
Let me just look at something. The Cowboys defense is ranked. I can't find it. I'm gonna just lie and say number one. But no, I was trying to actually find it. But they've been doing some things. I haven't seen even the games they lost. There haven't been a lot of points allowed.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right, so you going off topic because I don't want to talk about the Dallas Cowboys now. You ain't come on here to talk about some Cowboys. We're gonna talk about. Let's get back to the topic, man. What's up, man? AB. Let's talk about AB or
AB
the
man.
Steelers.
Well, I will say this. AB, there's a lot of different twists and turns in regards to it, and I will say a lot of people rush to judgment. For a second, mentally, I did, but I didn't say anything out loud, so I can act like I didn't. But whatever the case, if it's true that he was, not trying to play,
Mm-hmm.
and he ended up getting fired, at the thing, like, hey, I understand. I'm not saying I would have did it, but AB, go get your money's worth. Think about this, and you alluded to it. If you quit your job, or not you quit your job fired you, and they didn't bring that security that you were talking about, that's when you get all those them who's coming with me situations. That's when you get people flipping out.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what anybody going to do. This is actually the nice way. AB used to be able to do backflips. They should.
Hey, man, I can't hear you, man. Did you cut out?
Can you hear me now?
I hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying they need to be happy he ain't go out backflipping.
Now, could you see that comment on there? He said Tom Brady can win. I say it like this: he can win with two bartenders and a drug addict being the running back. He could beat the Cowboys. I agree.
Oh man.
Let's be honest here.
I can't talk stuff up against Tom Brady. I mean, that's first off, that's still that's the number one betting rule. You don't bet against Tom Brady, but I mean, I'm going with my team. Plus, Father Time is catching up a little bit. Hold on, I'm getting chased by dogs here. All right, there we go. Sound ferocious.
What's up, man? You a mailman or something? Shout out to you, to mailman. Yeah, shout out to you. A mailman?
Nah, just
Is you,
I'm.
is you the crackhead that played running back? You're going in the
I'm
hood. It's cold outside, man. All right, Swanee, I see you in the queue. Give me 1 second. He keep
so
dodging
whole.
the question. Answer the question, man.
Well, Tom's able to be touched. I mean,
No, we talking about AB.
uh,
AB.
AB. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't have done it, but I completely understand. And I
All right.
think that his history just doesn't help his case.
All right. So is it a double standard? Because I asked this question on Facebook. Is it a double standard that with AB and Simone Biles? For people who want to be up to speed, she quit on the Olympic team. And she had thoughts of suicide. She had some mental issues going on. But she ended up getting athlete of the year, female athlete of the year for quitting. And the courage of quitting. But when AB quits on his team, allegedly, they're saying they're done with him. He gets what he gets. This is who he is. Thoughts?
I'm gonna tell you the big difference between those two. Now, you saw the way he went out. AB, he went out more like the way he would think a man would go out. He said basically, all right, y'all gonna fire me and embarrass me on this field. I don't need this jersey, none of that. That might be owned by the team, so he left it there. The shirt, his gloves, that was his. He gave it to the crowd, but basically he went out on a like oh, y'all going to do this to me? F y'all. I'm King Kong out there. And that image right there, that image of, a man, I don't think that people want to see that. Especially we're honest with him being a black man. That's scary. It's seen as they, I don't know if they started using the words, how they start using keywords like barbaric and stuff like that. But that imagery right there, they don't want to see that. AB went out, he went out his way.
Okay. All right. So I'm not going to ask you any Steeler questions because you ain't a fan. So I'm going to get you off right now, little sellout.
Hey, I'm just trying to convert y'all over.
All right. Get off this phone. Ain't talk to that dude, man. I don't know what you think this is, man. All right, but this I mean he has some great points though about AB, but that's a different perspective. Let's see what Swanee has to say. Swanee.
Yo,
Yeah.
yo,
What's cracking?
what's going on, man?
Oh man, everything good, man. I'm out here giving R.I.P, it's a death in somebody's career. They need to give me a sponsor out there, man.
True, they definitely need to give you a sponsor right now.
So let's give a moment of silence to AB's career. 1 second.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
All right.
Oh man,
What you got to say? What you got to say?
yo, shout out to all my AB fans. Listen, I'm an AB fan. If people don't know, let's just think about this for a minute. You get fired on a job, and for example, let's say you hurt, and your boss tells you to go to work. We need you to do this job. I don't care if you hurt or not. I'm gonna put your safety at risk. And you say no, they're looking at that as insubordination.
Mhm.
AB's looking at it as, listen, I'm hurt. I can't play. I'm looking at after my safety. So you fire me on the spot. Listen, probably about 8 out of 10 people is going to walk off the field just like AB did.
Facts. Whole fact.
No doubt.
You know, it's funny, man, because I'm gonna tell you my story, man. I don't like to be transparent on here, but I'm gonna tell you my story. Back in I'm gonna date myself because I don't mind. 1996, I was working a summer job in Rankin. Dude named last name Tate was working with me. All these other people working with me, right? Summer job. My back was hurting. I told the boss, I said, my back is hurting. I cannot lift this heavy barrel of dirt and leave it over there. I couldn't do it. She docked my pay, man. I knocked that thing over and walked down the street. But anyway, it ain't about me, but that's what I did.
But that's the normal reaction, then, right?
That's right. You're right.
That's the normal reaction. I mean, I'm doing my best I could right now, and I'm hurt, and I don't want to re-injure myself or injure myself to the point that I can't play. It could be a career-ending injury. And you fire me right there on the sideline. No, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show out.
Facts. Why do you? I said this in my video earlier. Why do you think they have security when they fire you? Because you about to tear that mother up. You know
That's right.
You want to tear this like, hold on. I just worked the whole shift, and you gonna sit there and fire me right here? Oh, all right. In front of my kids and all? Okay. In
front of everybody.
Right.
Listen, from what I understand, only Mike Evans was the only teammate who tried to stop him. What happened to all the coaches that supported AB or supposedly support AB? They just let him go.
Or even the mental health. Now, I want to see because everybody is big on mental health right now, right? When Simone said what she said, everybody was like, "Oh man, let her." You know, she's good. She won before, but she has mental health issues, and everybody supported that, right? What the heck? Like, if we all know, because this is what I'm saying. I used to go hard in the paint about AB. You know, I was riding with Ryan Clark, but I'm like, what if he do have a serious issue? And you say, and you're right. So somebody go talk to him.
That's right.
You know, but here I got to push back a little bit. Now I heard that AB basically he realized that Gronk was coming back. Shout out to someone brought it to my attention. He wanted to come back. I mean, he was coming back, and so he felt like he was gonna get all the balls. Now we know AB did this before when he was in Pittsburgh with Juju. When Juju started getting that shine, he start acting out. What do you say to that? I like your towel.
No doubt. I'm just representing, man. Win, lose, or draw, still a fan for life. Now to the point, to AB's perspective, in the same context as you put it in when Juju, in the AB situation. I don't know. I may have to disagree because AB's in a position in his career that he don't care who's coming back or not. He came in the league. He showed what he can do. He didn't have to prove nothing. He proved everything he could prove. Given the time that he played on the field, without being suspended, and all sorts of other things. But AB, listen, I get him. I get where he's coming from. And you fire me on the sideline in that manner, because I want to protect myself, I walk out like AB. I might not have did exactly what he did, but I feel where he's coming from.
I'm gonna let you go in a minute because I know that's still a game about to go on. I'm about to watch it myself, but I want to since I'm assuming you're in Pittsburgh, correct?
Absolutely.
So you got the ear to the streets. What do you say about Ben Roethlisberger? I feel like they ain't showing him love. They ain't showing him the proper way to go out when he gave us 2 championships in our lifetime. What's going on in Pittsburgh, man?
Listen, Ben is getting old. Ben is not like a Tom Brady. Ben been hit more times than any quarterback in probably NFL history. Tom Brady got hit 10 times in his career. Right. So Ben, it's getting late in his career. you can see that he's breaking down. This guy, man, been through so many injuries. Did he do some dumb stuff back in the day? Absolutely. But it's just his time. It's time for Big Ben to go. Ben has been a great quarterback, early on in his career for the Steelers. And he had great receivers. He had a great team around him for all these years. And it's time for him to step aside. That's all. Gracefully. He like you said, he did give us those 2 Super Bowls. And yeah, he made us more, and he's going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback, no doubt. But it's time to get a new quarterback. And I'm surprised and I'm upset that the Steelers organization didn't get a quarterback 5 years ago.
Right. It's really unfair. It's my teammate.
No doubt. Yeah.
It's my quarterback. That's what I'm saying. So I'm glad this is the last question I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna let you go get ready for the game, whatever. But what you think about Tomlin? Should he be fired? Should he be on probation? He didn't win a playoff game in the last 3 years. Or was it 11 years? Somebody gave me that quote. I don't know for sure. Did he not prepare? He had time to prepare to get another quarterback, like you were saying. What do you say about that? Now, before answer that, I want to ask you another question. Or not another question, but someone. I'll let you talk. And I'll say what I have to say.
Oh no, no. Do Mike Tomlin need to be fired? No. Just think about this. Back to Will A. Thomas's point, the Dallas Cowboys been to the playoffs maybe a few times. When the last time they had a playoff win? And now I know how Jerry Jones go. He'll fire a coach the moment you lose a game. You know what I mean? That's how they roll. But in Pittsburgh, we hold coaches, man, for careers. 15 years careers. Win, lose, or draw, we got to ride with them. And I don't think it's all on Mike Tomlin himself. He don't make the decisions by himself. You got what's his name, Kevin Colbert. You got a whole bunch of people who make those kind of decisions in the front office. So no, you don't fire a coach because he ain't won a playoff game. In several years. But he always had a team that, in order to get to the playoffs, you had to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't care if you was just an AFC or an NFC.
That's a whole
The Pittsburgh Steelers was always the team to beat, and they had to go through Mike Tomlin to do it.
That's a whole fact right there. I think you might have changed my mind because I wanted him booted. Boot it. Get him out of here. Shout out to Brandon Jones, man. He gave me on Facebook. He was telling me something. He was like, first off, you got to see how you do without Ben. And I was like, okay, that makes sense.
That's a good point.
Great point, because I was like, if it wasn't for Ben, we wouldn't have this. I mean, it's just my opinion. I just think Pittsburgh don't do well with quarterbacks. That's why we like to run. Quarterbacks always. I mean, Pittsburgh has always been a running team after the Miami Dolphins, because that's what Shula was doing, according to Bradshaw I was watching a video, and he said Chuck Noll stole that, not still, but duplicated it, and we perfected it. And so we always been a running team, and just have a quarterback there just to navigate this system. But Ben was on another level though. Like Ben's for me, Ben's the best quarterback we had, and just sad that we knew this day was going to happen. I just wish we would have prepared for it. Because if we don't get a quarterback, they're going to suck for a while.
Yeah.
And I hated watching the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 80s. It was bad. It was bad, man.
Listen, I kind of hated it in the 90s, but only because it was Neil O'Donnell was the quarterback. Only because Neil O'Donnell was the quarterback. Now I don't give a damn if he got us to the playoffs and got us to the Super Bowl. You don't go to the Super Bowl and do what he did. Nah, man. If I see Neil O'Donnell, if you out there watching this, it's going down on site.
Man, with that, I believe you, man. Appreciate your insight. I'm gonna wrap up so I can watch that game myself.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you getting me on, man.
I might get it on if they get blown out by halftime. We might see me back on.
All right, cool.
Oh, Swanee G on the check-in. Oh man, Willie T. Swanee can sign up as a temporary Cowboy bandwagon member. I don't think he's going to do that, man. I don't think he's going to do that. But yeah, man, I appreciate it. all the insight. But in my opinion, like I said, Antonio Brown probably done. He probably done. Thanks for the other cash app that I just received. I appreciate it. But I think he's done. It's sad because this dude was so talented. The things he did in Pittsburgh, being a 6th round draft pick, and his life was pretty bad. I think his father wasn't around. I think he was raised on his own and small guy. But one thing I always say about athletes, like if you be around a good athlete, they're the most arrogant people in the world. They get everything they want. Um, and they don't get disciplined. I remember people in my school, they never had to go to class. They was in the athletic director's office. They was able to get pull to all the girls that they wanted, and everybody told them yes. And when you get a quarterback, I mean, when you get someone to finally tell them no, they don't know how to deal with that. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Rocked out. I'm gonna check out this game and have the rest of a good day.